Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon to my friends across the pond. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Welcome to the Ticker Highlight Show. Reminder: we get together every week to talk a stock we like and a stock we maybe want to get rid of. Between me, Alicia, Hans, and Andrew, I'll get to them in a second. However, there are some big changes coming. Now, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but this is going to be the last week we give away a free trade. So I'll explain everything here in a little bit, but we'll continue to meet with you, go through the stocks we like, go through the stock we don't like. But then when we get to the formation of the weekly trade, we are going to be taking that behind closed doors. And again, I will be talking about that in a little bit. I'd also like to give a special hello to our friends at Raging Bull. Raging Bull, good to see you guys. We're going to be broadcasting here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time for the time being. On Mondays, you'll get the Ticker Highlight Show. And then Tuesday through Friday, you'll get our State of the Market Show, where two of our traders kind of break down what are the most important stories of the day and how to take action on them. So, Raging Bull, welcome. And to those of you that are our regular attendees, welcome as well. Good to see you. All right. So, Fed week. It is a big week for the Fed. That is going to kind of dictate things through probably, Wednesday or Thursday. So just have that in the back of your mind as we're going through these trades, because that is going to loom large. Now, joining me today, Hans is having some camera issues. I'm joined by one Viking of volatility, Andrew Giovinazzi, and of course, our queen of the candles, Alicia J. Leslie. And there's Hans. I think he's trying to get on. So let's take a look at my screen here, and I will kind of talk to you about what we're looking at. Yeah. So on the day, S&P opening down a little bit. Nice little slow week last week. I expect Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday through about noon to be generally bullish, but also relatively slow because everybody is waiting on the Fed. Everybody is waiting on the Fed. Just be advised. So, what are the two stocks that I'm paying close attention to today or that I think are interesting? All right, on the bear side. Now, long term, I still really like this stock. But near term, I continue to think it's got a $300 revisit, a potential gap close here. Visit to the 21-day moving average would essentially close the gap on the stock, and that stock is Google. And yes, they're doing everything right. They have jumped past ChatGPT and all the other AI engines and are now, seem to be clearly in first place. They're selling chips. They're firing on all cylinders. However, like I said, I think it's had a little bit. It had that really strong run and has kind of done nothing since. I think we'll get a retest here. When we get that retest, that's probably the time to jump in, because long term, I continue to think that this company and potentially Amazon are going to be the two most valuable companies in the world. So yes, I do believe there's still more long-term upside in Google, but near term, probably some downside. On the other hand, our friends at Microsoft look kind of the opposite. Can't seem to get off the map. Trying to squeeze over the 21-day moving average after actually kind of rallying off lows last week. It is closed this gap here. I'd like to see Microsoft break over the 21. It does that. It's going to have a pretty quick trip back to 500, maybe 510. and then we'll kind of see from there. You can see it's already kind of hit the 200 multiple times. Just needs to get over this 21, and I think some of these other index moving averages outside of maybe the 50 are not going to put up the same fight that he's getting that the 21 and the 200 did over the last couple of weeks. So on the bear side, I am looking at, even though I love it long term, and on the long side, I'm looking at Microsoft, even though I'm kind of ambivalent either way on the long term with Microsoft. Got risk on both sides of it. But sometimes a trade doesn't, and your long-term outlook don't have to intersect. In fact, often they don't. And that seems to be the case here. So that's my idea. Let's 1 second. And I will, with Hans having trouble, I can go through Hans's ideas. I do like them. Hans, on the downside, and I am in full agreement with this one, MSTR. Now, MSTR is up $1. They bought more Bitcoin at around $90,000, raising their average price. They're clearly trying to defend their position here. But this stock went from star to falling far over the course of about 6 months.
By the way, I'm a short MSTR too, Mark, on the.
I know. Oh, I know. I'm like Santa, except for I know what you guys want to trade. I know what stocks you think are naughty and nice, if you will. It's almost time for Santa Cap time too, which I'm excited about. Oh. So this thing in July was $450. It's down almost 2/3. And on its lows, kind of got real close. And I think there's still more downside. I think this business model is flawed. So I like Hans's short idea on MSTR. His bull idea is Uber Technologies. I mean, chart looks pretty good. Still in the $90. The option prices look really inexpensive. And it's back in the 90s. It's been in the 90s a couple times and has only touched 100. Now that's back in the 90s, it is going to 100. That is the old, the old saying, if it's trading 90, it's going to 100. This is likely to do the same. I think at some point it will make that move and stay there. This absolutely, especially with self-driving cars, this definitely has the ability to become a 2x of where it's currently trading. Think like Robinhood, but cars. And so I don't hate his long-term idea, or his I don't hate his long idea. Hey, Hans.
Do we have?
Hey, everybody! Sorry, a little camera trouble. But...
Yeah, we've got him. All right.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we just rolled out MSTR. Andrew hates MSTR too, so I'm gonna let Andrew deal with the MSTR sitch. But we all know there's some fundamental flaws there. Uber, I was just commenting how I like the chart, self-driving cars, all the robotic technology. This one feels like a Robinhood, but taxi services in a lot of ways to me, and could be interesting. We just need Uber to add in the ability to trade betting markets while you're in the back of the car. Like Uber, whether gambling is legal or illegal, if you're in the back of an Uber, gambling is legal. Imagine that.
Anything goes in the back of an Uber. It's a special rule. Anything goes. It's like its own little international territory.
Yes, it's like being in international waters.
What's exciting about Uber is I'm sort of shifting. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. So what do you think of, so tell us why you like Uber so much.
Well, I like Uber because I think it's wise to kind of transition to be a little bit more careful with the sort of builders of AI and some of the more digital parts of that are easily disruptible. For example, software of all kinds, basically disruptible, very disruptible. Now it's going to take some work. We can see Salesforce is doing the right things, but I like this kind of idea of moving into the real world as it pertains to AI. So kind of the digital with the physical. And Uber is one of those stocks that really does that well. It's not an expensive stock. They are starting to generate some serious cash flow. And everyone sort of thinks of it as the mobility part, which is basically you call an Uber on your phone. That has done fine. But what's really, really moving is freight, Uber freight, and things like that. And so they're coming up with new ideas. Well, what's one of the problems with freight? Well, you get a truck going, it drops off a bunch of stuff, and then it has to go back somewhere and it's empty. Well, this is a perfect use for AI where you go, okay, well, who can we help here? Okay, we'll throw a bunch of groceries from this company. We'll throw a bunch of stuff from another company on there so that there's no real downtime. There's no empty time. So the amazing thing about Uber is, of course, it's good that you compared it to Hood, Mark. That's perfect because they do have that recurring revenue from the membership, and they're sticking their fingers into everything. Well, how do they do that? Because they have so many eyeballs, and that's real power right now, right? In a world of everybody being able to innovate and create stuff, they already have that embedded base of that membership, and they're moving into these kinds of interesting sort of enterprise type areas like freight. And so that to me is very exciting. A little bit of the digital, a little bit of the AI, but also a good chunk of the real world. And that combination is very interesting to me and not an expensive stock.
All right. I concur. Speaking of concurring, this man concurs on not liking MSTR. Let's bring it to our own Vicar of the VIX, the very excellent trader, Andrew T. Giovinazzi. So what do you got there? What do you got for us today, Andrew? Obviously MSTR.
Yeah, MSTR. It's again. I'm just with MSTR. It's kind of a history thing where name one financial company that has just borrowed more money to buy more assets and paid more money for those assets, and that company has survived without because there's no cash flow from Bitcoin for them. They just there's no banks can borrow money and loan. There's a spread. There's VIG. What does MSTR have besides depending on the value of it going higher? But they still are going to have to, at some point, I know they have convertibles, but they're going to have to pay, they still have to pay interest. With what for money? At some point they're going to have to start anyway. So I think the long-term story on this is like a lot of these long-term stories. But from a chart point of view, volatility a little higher. This has definitely some of the bloom is off of it. And I think we finally saw last week, and this is kind of what sort of got me a little more, let's just call it interested in this. So let's see let's go the last 20 days. We had the market, like Bitcoin, I know it did rally a bit, but we did have where the market could rally and Bitcoin could go down basically. And I think that was for a while, that was a bit of but Bitcoin has gone nowhere essentially in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And the market's been able to rally close to all-time highs. So I think from a sentiment point of view, we're starting to get away from it, which I don't think is great for Bitcoin long-term. I like Hans's Uber idea.
Yes.
Uber logistics. Who knew? But mine is coming more from the capital gains world is ARCAT. What is it? ARCAT is a small defense contractor, kind of an aggregator, but they specialize in drones. And got a couple things here. Two is there's a little bump in volatility here over the last couple weeks today. As these drone announcements come out. I think ARCAT, there aren't a lot of them. There aren't a lot of publicly traded ones. And ARCAT over the last year has gone to some, it hasn't gone insane, but it is making a move, and at least for right now, they are poised to benefit from the Pentagon is going to have to start buying drones. There's no way around it. That was the big announcement we got out of Frank last week. But one thing I did see too is, and I wrote about it this weekend, is stocks, like little tiny stocks, don't become big stocks unless you start getting like this bigger institutional interest. Arcat has seen the option fingerprint grow like 2, 3, 4x over the last 4 months. So,
Oh, wow.
Massive jump in interest for long-term options. Why do institutions buy long-term options? It's like buying stock. They don't have to do anything. Why does Hans like buying long-term options and Turbo Income? Yeah, he can hold them for a long time. And he has done quite well with that. So long-term option buying, I have to say, it's a nice way to become an investor. You want to have a little bit longer time frame. But again, the fingerprint is blowing up in here. Now I'm starting to look at 2028 to see if there's that interest starts to grow. So now I'm tracking that. And like those are my two picks. So MSTR, I would just stay away from that stock. Sell it into rallies. But Arcat, I think, is one you want to hold on for this year. I would expect to see a double on this one.
I mean, it's already made moves like that recently, but I think I'm with you with the upgrade in defense contracting. That's going to be a really interesting one. Looking forward to seeing this one on the charts, which leads us to our own Queen of the Candles. She is your queen and mine. She is Leisha J. Leslie.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend. I promise a few more days I'll be camera ready. Sorry about that.
Don't
Anyway.
be camera shy, Leisha. Come on.
There's things that you need to do to keep it up. Anyway, Arcat, I love. It is on my small account challenge. We had a nice win in there, and now it's still on my watch list. I love it to the median line up here. Andrew, almost $10. I love that it's holding back above the 200-day today off this nice bullishness into my next channel. You'll really see it take off once it clears 8.5. I really like Arcat. That's my favorite. My choices were, and mine have made the moves already. When I had us going lower, I wrote it up back here on Wednesday, and it made its move the next day, down almost $6, and held my support. Coincides nicely with the 21 and the 50-day. I hope that went out and people were able to take advantage of it. So, and that's already made the move.
Well, Leisha, you know what you call it when you have a big win trading in casino stocks, right?
What?
A win-win situation.
Oh, you are such a dork. You're so funny.
You know, I saw the other day, Leisha and Mark and Andrew, that the 70 plus demographic holds more and more and more of the wealth. What do you see when you walk into one of those casinos by the slot machines? A lot of older people just going click.
That's
click,
true.
click, click,
That's
click,
true.
click, click,
Right?
click. So there's, as much as we hear about, there are definitely difficulties in certain segments of the economy, of the population. But boy, those older folks, they've got money to spend and they're gambling.
All righty.
Interesting.
My long was Tesla, and it also has made a move higher. Pulling back a little, I wrote it up here, traded higher. I still think it wants to trade up here, 469, but on a little pullback this morning, I would say watch 442, 441, and maybe wait before entering that one. So my two choices have made their moves, and I would not trade those. As I said, Arcat, my favorite long. MicroStrategy, or strategy, they call it now. Of course, you have to watch Bitcoin to trade that one.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is struggling against that big downtrend. downward sloping trend line that is still intact, goes back to its highs in early Oc. It's struggling to clear there, and it lines up perfectly with my channel, top of my channel here. So Bitcoin above 92.5, go along to 99. Before then, though, stay away. This has not, this bullish engulfing has not come to fruition yet to rally. So MSTR, possibly still a good short. I am leery. Here's a beautiful hammer down here, and it has rallied from that hammer. So that gap there, I'm going to move this. Remember, the gap, top and bottom of the gap is always support and resistance. So MSTR below 177, I would say, is a safe short. Before then,
Wasn't that up this morning, Alicia? Like just this morning, it was up almost $2.
MSTR.
Yeah, it's already kind of falling apart.
What was up to
Yeah,
180?
it was up big earlier, and then
Yeah,
Over 185. So yeah, watch that level. You start to see that, then you could close the gap 171 and then revisit down here 166. So yeah, but there's some support here. The top of the gap is support. Tested it here, tested it on Friday. So you know that's a good support level. Google, you had Mark.
yeah.
Let's go. Why is my thing so slow here? Sorry, I don't know why it's slow.
It's a Google world. We just live in it.
I think you're right, Hans.
More and
well,
more.
I feel like all of the big tech behemoths have had that kind of sell off, and now they're back to like, Google's done its thing. Okay, like it drifted down to like 17, 18 multiple, and then reasonable multiple, and then boom, doubled. Like,
Yeah.
okay, Google did its move. Microsoft maybe got down to low 20s. Boom. Meta just did the same thing, right? And it's up almost $100 since its earnings lows. I feel like big tech is definitely big cap has made its moves here.
In my opinion, Google's kind of pulling back here. I like support at 317.5. If you see it close below there, though, I think it could revisit 310. So I would wait on this one. I would not go long yet in Google. You want to see it hold that support level.
Okay.
Microsoft. I like Microsoft. I like that it held. I love that this coincides together, the 200-day with my channel. I like this hammer. It is consolidating here. Like you said, Mark, you want to see a trade close over the 21-day and then perhaps right it to the 50-day with a little resistance at 500 even. Totally makes sense. Uber. I'm with you, Hans. I like Uber higher. I would like to see it clear the 50-day. But this could be a good price target up here, 96.40, and then on to 100. Remind me your short, Hans?
It was the same as
MSTR as
Andrew's.
well. They're both
Yeah.
the same.
Oh, MSTR. Okay. All right.
So we've gone through that.
Strategy.
So
Lack of
I
strategy. They may have to change it again. They changed it to strategy. They may have to change it to bad strategy.
Well, they changed their name from MicroStrategy to Strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say my favorite of all is RCAT.
I'm with you here, and the option's relatively inexpensive. We've got the Federal Reserve, which obviously is kind of annoying timing, and but the options are about as cheap as they've been in this stock.
Yeah, and the way to trade will be, once more announcements come out, everybody goes, and they go pile into the stock, and then you want to dump your calls.
Yeah. And
it's short term.
I would let everybody know we did close our Meta trade from last week over for 100%. So that was a nice win.
I
So-
agree. Here's our implied vol, which is the price of options, and RCAT. And you're right, they are on the lower side.
They are. And again, take a look at Meta. We did that levered Meta last week. Take a look at what happened with Meta over the last week after we told people to buy it, buy those calls. Pretty nice play by us, I have to say.
Yeah.
So that was a nice winner for you guys.
You're right. Nice move. Remember, folks, with the breakaway gap, you hold the gap for 2 days or so, you're going to continue in the same direction. So Meta looks like it wants to trade to the 50-day.
All right. Now I am going to share our trade here in one. You know what? Let's do the trade first, and then I'm going to talk about what the changes are for the ticker highlight show. So with RCAT, I'm looking at I was debating between two options, and I've decided on this one. I'm looking at the December 26th. So these expire on the half day in between Christmas and that Saturday. The 8.5 calls are 55 cents. These have 3 weeks to expire. They've already priced in kind of some of that time off, and that is, looking through things, the single cheapest option I can buy. So I am looking to buy the RCAT December 26th. There we go. December 26th. 8.5 call. I want to pay 55 cents. I'm going to put that into our free portfolio. That is RCAT. And then we'll talk about what the big changes that we're making here for the ticker highlight show. But you know what I want to point out is, if you, and Christian, you can share my screen while I type this up. All right, since May, take a look at how we have done as a group trading as a team. Since May, this free ticker highlight show, if you watched and traded everyone with $1,000, you'd have made $18,425. And we have a 77.4 win rate on our trades. The returns, and that's not hypothetical, these are real results from the ticker highlight show. Trades we give away every Monday, no cherry picking, none of that. That's pretty darn phenomenal.
A lot of good.
What is, oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah, really good. Really good. And here, let me get this here. So, despite these wins, we get some big questions and some big asks. People are asked, the number one we get is, can you send out closeout alerts? How many people have asked for closeout alerts here? Type in a 1 if you would want an alert, not just when we open, but also when we close. And you would want it emailed and sent. Emailed and texted and the whole 9 yards.
Isn't that like a different type of service, though, at AfterPit, Mr. Mark?
What? Yeah, I mean, this is definitely different, right? I need updates on my open positions. Again, things that people have asked for. People want to know when I should take profits. Hey, you guys do such a good job together. What about more than one pick a day? Well, I'll tell you, we heard you. We always hear you guys. We pay extremely close attention to what you guys are asking us. You are always heard here. So the hardest part of trading isn't finding a winner. It's knowing when to sell. If you wait too long, you'll lose. All right. We saw viewers watching 100+ gains evaporate because they lacked a clear exit plan. It was the one piece we couldn't deliver in the free format. So we ended the free show to build the complete system you asked. And this is the Ticker Highlight Show Premium. It's not just more picks. It's the full professional toolkit designed to solve your exit problem and give you guidance through every step of a trade. So here's what you're going to get. All right. The system you prove works now with the professional tools you need. All right. We're still going to have the live show format with you guys. Yes. Still going to have the vetting process. Yes. But you're not going to get the Monday trade pick. You're not going to get the closeout alerts, position updates, monthly long-term stocks, performance reviews, a private community, and our Options 101 trading. All of that is going to come with the premium. So, how a single trade survives our 5-step system of gauntlet. You get the charts not cleaning up, big money analysis, Pitchfork technical analysis, institutional outlook, market temperature index, policy and risk, and then we get to the one trade with you guys. It's a great process. We funnel things down, and Leisha's pitchforks combined with our idea generation and our option picking has delivered. So here's how that gain is uncovered. You've got the debate, you've got the signal, then you've got I make the call, and then the result is the win. All right. Apple's too expensive. Andrew rotates out of Palantir. Han pitches data centers. Leisha pulls up her charts and goes, NBIS is the one. I make the official call. We buy the 28 calls for $90 calls for less than $650. Next day, we're out. Those calls hit that 50% gain in 24 hours. Pretty nice. And you can kind of see the record, and the record continues to be excellent. And yeah, we're going to have losses in there, but the record continues to be top notch. Just looking at, what that has delivered over, this is since, this record is since, goes out to 12/8. Well, take a look at what we've done since December 8th, or since we've done, since that end. We've had more winners.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's been very good.
You know why I think this works so well, Mark? Is because one is the timing. We have the advantage of timing, and we also get a long and a short pick.
Yeah. Yes. There's always an idea.
Well, you got 4 people. It's 4 pros giving you ideas. Like, this thing's awesome.
Yes. So again, this is not our final show, but it'll be the final show with the trade, and the trade we will now track and manage and close like we do other products. So if you follow the account with a $4,000 account, you would have $73,699 since May. I'm telling you, we've been absolutely hitting out of the park. What fellow, and here's kind of what people are saying. I got out of my Amazon from yesterday in at 334 out of 475. Just closed hood at 152.20, 134% return. Sold half of the IBM puts, up more than 6%. Glad I listened to the Ticker Highlights show. Love that. So getting started is simple. All right. The 4-step process. You'll get instant access, get your login, trade archives. First Monday, you'll tune in at 10:30 for your first official pick. You'll place your trade, follow the alert in under 5 minutes, and You get the closeout, and we always have the 14-day money-back guarantee. Now, what makes this thing cool? All right. How much money do I need to start? $500, $100 to $500 contract usually. What if I can't watch the show? We send you the trade. What if I'm having an Options 101 series for you guys? Is there a long-term commitment? No. And we have a 14-day money-back guarantee. Now, what is cool about this and why you are going to want to join is that for the first time ever, we are offering name your own price. Name your own price. Now, I just laid out how much money that, what our win rate is. We've won almost 80% of the time. What the return has looked like and how great it is. You can name your own price. I don't care. You can type in $1 for a month. You can type in $1,000 for a month. All we ask is that you pitch in a tiny commitment to get those exits. So for those of you clamoring to join to get your exits, now you just name the price that you're willing to pay for those exits, and they're yours. Any number over $1 you can place in. You can put in $1. You can put $11. You can put in $99. You can put in $15,000. Whatever you are comfortable with, and that will give you our Ticker Highlight Show Premium. Same team. It'll be immediately following the regular Ticker Highlight Show on Mondays. You'll get that live format. You'll get the same rigorous 5-step process and that proven win rate. I don't care what you put in. If you want to pay $1, fine. You want to pay $5, fine. $15. The fee is a monthly fee. No, there'll still be 0 DTE. This is a monthly fee. Mark, name your prices a month, and it renews that month. So every month. So you put in $1, we will charge you $1 next week or next month. Excuse me. You type in $1,500, we'll charge you $1,500 next month. Whatever you would like to put in.
By the way, that doesn't bother us. That does not bother us, by the way.
It is yours. So this is the price that you join, and you will never renew for anything higher. All right. So, and again, you're going to get everything you asked for. The closes, position updates, long-term stock picks, performance reviews, why things have been good and bad. All right. You're going to get that private. You're going to get a private community behind doors and some option training that we set up for you guys. So this is something that, we wanted. You've been asking for all this stuff, and we can't deliver a lot of that on a free show. So this is our solution. You give us a little commitment, we're going to give you all of ours. So on Mondays, again, we'll still meet with you. With the 4 of us, we'll talk through the 4 stocks that we like, and then we will go through, then we will go through and pick, our winner and talk about why behind closed doors and send that closeout. So this will the official trades will be ending. Those will be going into Ticker Highlight Show Premium. And again, click the link. It's really easy. You go to the bottom here. I'm going to tap to get Monday's price. You get the order form. You go in here and you say, I want to pay, $99,000 a month. All right. I understand that my selection will renew upon the selected dollar amount. You type in, your information, you put in your credit card bill, and you're good to go. You may put in any price you want. So, once again, join me, join Andrew, join Hans, Frank, and of course the Queen of the Candles. Does Lifetime need to do it to anything, or will this be added? Yeah, if you have Pro, it will be added for free. Pros, don't worry.
All Pro people, yeah.
Yeah, Pro people, you should know if we're adding something that doesn't, we're about 99.9% of things we add, you will automatically get for free. So one of the huge perks of being Pro.
It's
so
more
again,
goodies.
Super easy. Check everything out. Tap, to get Monday's trade. You can put in any number you want. Right? I'm going to put in $1 million a month.
So
I want to finance.
I think $99 is pretty good too, Mark. $99 a month.
$99 a month is great.
So
right.
Dave L says, what a cool idea on pricing. Never heard of this approach to pricing before in any industry.
Yeah.
OP, cutting edge.
There you go. Yeah, you can join at any price. $1, $5, $10, whatever you want to put in. We just want to know that you find this valuable to you. That's really what you're telling us. It's our version of It's our version of the PBS telethon. Except instead of sending you a free tote bag, you're going to get trades.
And we won't be on 24 hours.
And we won't be on 24 hours. And we won't interrupt your this week's presentation of Ken Burns' The Civil War for 25 minutes to pitch you sending us a check.
Exactly. I think he's on. Is he on to American? He's on to the American.
Yeah, the American Revolution was actually really good. It really was.
Don't you remember though, as a kid, when you Channel 11 was, Sesame Street Electric Company, all that, and then when they had that telethon,
oh my god,
you were miserable.
Yeah, it was miserable. But we're not going to do that to you guys. Don't worry. All right. You guys get to join at any price that you wish. Again, we've got the link in the chat. Do we have any questions about this service beyond do pros get this? I love that people are posting what they're paying. That's awesome.
Yes, Doctor Who, Monty Python. That was when we were a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
Great shows.
Yes, I love that you're posting what you're coming in. MSTR needs to switch to the Ticker Highlight Show and drop out of Bitcoin. Can you use your credit card you have on file? You should be able to. You should be able to, Pete Jones.
That's hilarious, Robert G.
Did we kept the name, right? We're still Ticker Highlight Show?
Yeah. Ticker Highlight Show Premium. It wouldn't accept my order. Mark, give the team a call. Give the team a call that 888-872-3301 with questions. 888-872-3301. Hey, Alicia, did you hear the one about the Sox fan that moved to Green Bay?
No.
Both cities got smarter.
Very funny. Come on, I was a Sox fan growing up.
All right. Yeah, give the team a call, guys. We're really excited to have you guys here. We're really excited to have you guys here. Do we get a bad dad joke? There's always going to be a bad dad joke on the Ticker Highlight Show. I think I've already thrown in 2 today, including that one.
That was quality, though, Mark.
Thank you.
That was quality.
I don't agree.
Well, when you can diss the White Sox and Green Bay at the same time as a diehard Cubs fan, I know that gives you an extra.
Yes.
Gives you a little extra glee.
Yes. And congratulations, Green Bay fans. Nice win. But I don't think you guys are feeling as pretty good about coming into Chicago next Saturday, are you guys? I don't think you guys are at all. So,
hey, I got to run to Rip Zone.
All right, everybody.
Again, Hop
click
in.
the link, join us, 888-872-3301. If you need a call. And again, just click here, name your own price. It could be $15. You type in your information, your credit card, and subscribe. And if you're having problems, give the team a call or shoot them an email, support@optionpit.com, and they will talk to you soon. All right, everybody. There's the link in chat. Give us a call, 888-872-3301, or support@optionpit.com if you're having issues. And we look forward to seeing you guys on the new Ticker Highlight Show Premium next Monday. And we'll see all of you back for the State of the Market Show tomorrow at 10 a.m. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option.